this first horse, we just kind of bumped him and we slid this way. And I guess I fell out of the truck. And that same horse came back and hit the door and slammed my pants leg into the door. And the truck started rolling. And rolled, I guess we rolled over 3 times and then it landed on top of me. And it took them a while to find me. I knew I was hurt, I was coughing up blood. I knew my nose was really bleeding and stuff like that. But I was still alright. And then they jacked up the truck because the cab part was right on me. I got to my elbows and I was going to push out after they jacked up the truck. There's jack slipped and came back down, and that's when it broke my neck. When I got out of the hospital and came home, and there was a time there where I wanted to shoot all the horses, every horse, even if it wasn't a pasture. And it ain't much fun sitting around in this chair doing nothing all day. And I didn't feel like I was growing or nothing. And I got real depressed after, I found out that wasn't the way to see horses, because it wasn't really their fault. So I drink, I get drunk and get more depressed. And then I started trying to get myself killed. So I just stayed in the bottle and still, try to, if somebody was going to go on a run and they were real drunk, I'd tell them I'd go and get on a car, and we'd always make it back. And after going through that for a while, I quit. I quit drinking and started to listen more to, not to the children and people around, but, to the grandfathers. And I started understanding, more things. And started to realize that, there was more to life. So I made friends with horses again.
Stanford Addison was the chosen one when it came to taming horses. Let the bronc unwind and it'll find it's facing unseen forces. It soon comes clear there's magic here inside a horse corral. From a bronc that's mean to a peaceful scene, a bronc becomes a pal.
A lot of understanding these horses and kind of reading them, what I call it. A lot of it's like a feeling. And sometimes, just like our language, some of the words that we use, you can't interpret them in English. And some of those feelings that I get about these horses, they can't be interpreted either. I don't know where it's from, but it helps.
He was born with horse medicine. And what that means is that he's able to communicate, not the way that humans talk to each other, but on a spiritual level.
See how she started licking her lips? She started to get comfortable with what he's doing to her.
He's able to understand what the horse is saying, and the horse is able to understand what he's saying. He has a real powerful gift, and that's why he's able to train these horses, really wild horses. And he uses that power to heal and to make a relationship between the human and the horse. And that makes the person feel good about themselves, and also makes the horse feel close to that person.
So I think he's got a real trustworthiness, and I think he connects incredibly well with people, and incredibly well with horses, obviously.
See, that's why you want to touch them all over when you're in there body sacking. Because it desensitizes them and they're not too afraid. They know that they're not going to get hurt, so they give in.
Because each one varies, you know, the way you communicate with it. Our personality has a lot to do with how the horse responds to us. You know, because they feel our emotions and they react to them.
But she knows that you're not going to hurt her, so she's trusting and she's forgiving. You need a boost?
Just need to jump higher, I guess.
Okay. So go ahead and give her all your weight. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, this is the first time that I've ever been within 50 feet of a wild horse. It's pretty intense. Yesterday she came in. She was interested right from the start. Well, it took a little while to get close to her, but she was never really calm at all about letting you. If you reached up to touch her, then she would jump away. You could kind of walk up slowly and get to her, but you couldn't reach up to touch her.
His drive is his strength, and at the same time it's his weakness, because he can overdo, and that's why I keep on repeating to him, you know, you can overdo things.
I feel pretty good. I've gone through quite a few ranges of emotion today and yesterday. It's pretty frustrated for a while. I felt really good the first time I was able to walk up to her and kind of have her touch me. Here we are. Made it through it. It's pretty fun.
My dad is real honest man. I mean, he could tell a lot, and you could understand what he's saying without having to take it, you know, like through a long story. I mean, you could just, you know, talk to you about it, and you would understand right away. And about horses, it makes you relax around them, you know, because like sometimes, like when I'm in a corral with a horse alone, I kind of feel tense and, you know, nervous. You know, I'm kind of like just like that. And when he's around, he makes me relax, you know, tells me what to do. You know, get closer to the horse, you know, and pet him, you know, gentle him down. And that's just how I kind of understand about these horses too sometimes. Like, you know, let them smell you, you know, because, you know, they could smell if you're scared or not, but he says stay relaxed, you know, don't be afraid. Because, I don't know, horses is like, they're more powerful than a human, but they're more scared of us than we are of them. And the way he kind of teaches me and tells me about them is like how to break them. You know, it's just all about the mind and, you know, what you're feeling
in the corral, but even outside, because everybody's got doubts, you know, is this going to work, is this going to work, but they don't want to admit it. It's like their hidden truth, and the horse kind of brings it out and shows that they have to deal with it, even if they don't tell nobody about it. The horse already feels it, and it reflects it through them, and they come, when they get the horse riding, they feel they overcame that doubt, and that all the other doubts that they had out there are not as serious as what they're facing in the corral. And it kind of reassures them that they can, you know, go through it and overcome it. So they come out with more confidence and, you know, understanding to try to not use fear as like a block. And see, that's kind of what I want to show to people, that, you know, if you can communicate with a horse, you know, we should have no differences in color, because we understand one another and can, you know, there's no, you know, interpretation, you know, barriers like there was, you know, in earlier days, you know, not with just people in the United States.